Hi friends, welcome back to Norman the Family Man. We're now on episode 4 of our series Love, Courtship, and Marriage God's Way. Today, we'll talk about something that protects your heart, your future, and your faith. Setting boundaries in relationships. Many young people think boundaries are restrictions, but in truth, boundaries are protections. They don't kill love, they keep love pure. They keep your relationship safe, strong, and centered on God. Let's start with emotional boundaries. When we connect emotionally too soon or too deeply before the right time, we open our hearts to unnecessary pain and confusion. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." That means be wise in what you share and how much of yourself you give emotionally. You can care for someone deeply without giving them access to every part of your heart before commitment. Example: a young woman shares her secrets, dreams, and fears with someone she's not even sure will stay. When the relationship ends, she feels emotionally drained because she gave too much, too soon. Emotional boundaries don't mean being cold, they mean being wise. Know when to listen, when to speak, and when to wait. Love should develop in the light of truth, not in the rush of emotion. Next are physical boundaries. God created attraction. It's natural and beautiful, but it must be guided by self-control and respect. 1 Thessalonians 4:3-4 says, "It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable." Physical closeness without the covenant of marriage leads to regret and guilt. God designed physical intimacy as a gift within marriage, not a test before it. Example: couples who decide to keep physical purity before marriage often experience deeper trust and joy later on. Their relationship isn't built on passion alone, it's built on patience and purpose. When you set physical boundaries, you're not rejecting love. You're respecting God and your future spouse. Remember, real love waits. Finally, let's talk about spiritual boundaries. This is about your faith life. You must never let any relationship pull you away from your relationship with God. 2 Corinthians 6:14 says, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what fellowship has righteousness with lawlessness? And what communion has light with darkness?" If you're growing in faith and the other person isn't, you'll constantly face conflict in values and direction. A godly relationship strengthens your walk with Christ. It doesn't weaken it. Example: a young man once told me, "Pastor, I love her, but she doesn't love God the way I do." My answer: love her with prayer, but don't compromise your faith. If someone pulls you away from God, that's not love, that's danger. Set spiritual boundaries. Pray together, worship together, and stay accountable to mentors or church leaders. If Christ is at the center, love grows stronger and purer. So, what kind of boundaries do you need to set today? Guard your heart emotionally. Honor God with your body physically. Keep Christ at the center spiritually. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They're fences that keep love within God's will. When you live by God's design, your relationship will stand the test of time. If this message helped you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, Norman, the Family Man. And in the comments, tell me, what boundary do you find hardest to keep? Emotional, physical, or spiritual? Next episode, we'll talk about God's purpose for courtship, how to prepare for a lifelong Christ-centered marriage. Remember this: when love follows God's way, it's never a burden, it's a blessing.